This is Jesse. Over here we have Brandon and Scott's over there cutting the leaves. We're the alligator demonstrators here. If you guys have any questions, after the show, we're going to let you guys pet one of our baby alligators, okay? So right now, we're just getting ready to see who is Jesse going to pick to be our brave volunteer out of all the alligators in here. We have 7 alligators in here. 7? They all have different personalities. Now, guys, these alligators are not in here because we want them to be in here. These alligators were actually once wild alligators found from around here. And do you guys know why they have to be here now? Why, bud?
Because they're bloody.
What?
Because they saw one bloody.
Yeah, that's his nail. Can you guess why?
So they're not friends with the other alligators?
Yeah, they're not friends with other alligators, buddy.
Because you're heating them up to set up in the wild?
No, actually, these guys cannot be set back into the wild. And the reason for that being is because people were feeding them. So when you feed a wild alligator, they lose their fear of humans. So once you feed them, he's going to be like, oh my God, that was the easiest meal I've ever gotten. So please do not feed wild alligators. These alligators are in here because they have 2 options. Once you feed a wild alligator and they lose their fear of humans, they can either go to a meat market where they'll be used for the meat and the skin, or they can come to a rescue like us here. And then here we rescue the alligators, and they have to stay here for the rest of their life. So guys, please do not feed wild alligators. I think Jesse is going to pick Big Mac today.
Big Mac.
Now can you guys guess why his name is Big Mac?
Because he's
Yeah, so actually, Big Mac here was being fed Big Macs from McDonald's. So people were buying Big Macs, taking them out to him and feeding him. And then once the workers that were feeding him got in trouble and they stopped feeding him, next thing you know, Big Mac is in front of the McDonald's waiting for his meal to come. So people were getting scared because he was getting too close for comfort. And next thing you know, they had to call him in. And since we didn't want to send him because he's big and beautiful, they don't want to send him out to the meat markets. So what ended up happening was we rescued him. Now can you guys guess how much does Big Mac weigh?
500 pounds! 6,000!
Lower. Yeah, so Big Mac weighs between 200 to 300 pounds. So he is a big alligator. He's very strong. He's the nicest alligator in here. He's not super, super nice where you can pet him like a dog, but he tolerates us.
No quieres hacer nada hoy.
So we're going to see slow and steady. We're going to get Big Mac. And it is slippery in here.
Or he likes the water.
Todos estamos grabando. Mira, ve, me dura 3 minutos. Ahorita van a cumplir 4.
Big Mac. Yeah, Big Mac like Kevin.
Yes, sir.
Girls that way.
How long does it take to get him out?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. They're trying. Obviously, they're having a hard time.
He's so big.
Oh, my God.
Like, wait.
Oh, they got him.
Yeah, they got it. Oh! I'm sorry.
Yeah, they got him out.
Yay.
Get him out, buddy.
Oh, are you okay? Are you okay?
It's slippery, guys. It's slippery out there.
Are you brave? Eats a lot.
I'm sorry, the floor is really slippery and Big Mac weighs a lot.
Wow, he has some things on his back.
This is actually Jessie's first time. We just found her outside and asked her if she wanted to come work for us real quick, and then she said, yeah, she didn't know what she was getting herself into.
Pero Big Mac está que no quiere moverse. Mira eso.
He's sleeping.
Miguel, go for it.
Oye.
All right, guys, together we're going to count to 3. Can everybody say Big Mac?
Big Mac.
What is Big Mac?
All right, we're going to see. I'm going to turn him around here so everybody can get a chance to see him.
Ay, mi madre.
Ingrid, go straight to you.
Hey, Big Mac.
Hi, Big Mac. Can I eat you?
Guys, that's not getting nervous.
This girl, can I eat the alligator later? Because his name is Big Mac. Is he a grown up?
He is actually about, we think, about 50 years old.
50 years.
Wow, 40 years.
Oh my God.
All right. Thank you guys for coming out today. That is all. No, I'm just kidding.
I was saying, give us a
Hey,
Big
who told you guys could get up?
Count.
Second time.
Okay.
1, 2, 3.
All right. Okay, guys. Now we're going to need you guys to settle down. So we can settle down Big Mac here. Now we're going to see. Alligators have about 75 to 80 teeth in their mouth. And they can actually shed their teeth throughout their whole life. So if they eat too much candy and they get a cavity, they pull out that tooth and then they regrow a new one.
Wow, that's nice.
So we guys get a good look at those teeth in there. And that noise that you guys just heard is just a little sneak peek of the actual power of the alligator's jaws. So I would have to guess Big Mac has about 1,500 pounds of pressure per square inch of his mouth. So it's almost enough pressure to crush a car. So his jaw muscle is located behind his face. It's called the jaws. Jesse will show you guys where that is. Those big lumps on the side of the face right there.
Oh my God, that's so huge.
And Big Mac is super strong, like you guys know. So he is actually what he can do is actually he can just walk off with Jesse on the back of him. So he's super, super strong.
Sit down, guys.
We're gonna put him back in position so you guys can see him.
I hope that doesn't hurt. Does that hurt for him? Yeah, does that hurt? Does that hurt for him when he drags?
No. So alligator skin is actually super, super tough. If you were, for example, to shoot him with an arrow or anything like that, it would not penetrate the skin. So it's super tough. All those little bumps on the alligator's back is a bone. It's called a scute or an osteoderm. So it's actually the alligator's armor plating. So it's super, super hard. So nothing can penetrate them. It's made for when they fight each other. The alligator cannot penetrate anything that's vital, like its heart or any organs.
happening there?
So it's super
Sarah,
strong and not
Jalissa,
penetrate
listen.
anything that's super important to the alligator. Now, what Jesse is going to do next for you guys is to demonstrate how the Mississippi people used to go out into the Everglades and capture one of these beautiful animals to bring back to feed their family or their village. So, what this technique is called the bulldog, and she's going to use her chest and her neck to hold the alligator's jaws shut. So that way she can tie a rope around the mouth, and then they would use that technique to capture the alligator and take it back to their village alive, because alligator meat will spoil really quickly, so you want to make sure that you take the animal alive. So they would use that technique to carry them in their canoe. I don't know if you guys saw some of the canoes that were around. So they would put the alligator in the canoe and ride it back to their village, and it would take a couple days. So it was very important to take the alligator back alive. So Jesse's going to go ahead and demonstrate that for you guys. Tying the rope. Keep the jaws shut. And give Jesse and Big Mac a big round of applause. All right, so now that they got their alligator captured, they would take it back to the village where they would humanely kill the animal, and they would use every part of the alligator. They were not wasteful people. So they would use the jaws and the fat part of the tail for meats. They would eat that part. They would use the skin to trade with other villages for other essentials. They would use the skull to make it out of utensils. They would make it into spears and knives, so they can use every part of that. They would use the teeth to trade for jewelry with other villages as well, and they would use every part of the animal. So alligators are very important to the Mississippi village. So our last trick that we have for you guys is called the face-off, because if Jessie messes up, her face will come off. Okay?
Is she really
gonna do it? Everybody, watch closely. Stay as quiet as can be. We're going to let Jessie focus here. Like I said, this is her first time. All right, good job, Big Mac and Jessie. Gonna try one more time, Jessie? All right, she's gonna try one more time in case you guys didn't get your picture. All right, guys. All right. Looks like Big Mac is done. Thank you guys so much. Thank you, Jessie. All right, guys. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take one section at a time. We're gonna divide you guys right here, and right here. We're gonna take this group first. If you guys want to go line up by that orange wall, we're gonna let you guys pet one of our baby alligators. And then after you guys are done, we'll take the next group. Okay? Is that okay with you guys?
Yeah.
All right. All right, guys. Go ahead and line up.
Big Mac.
Hi, Big Mac. Guys, to touch one of my baby alligators.